Yesterday was a nice afternoon with very little wind, and I had just gotten my temporary prism for my glasses, which eliminates an issue with double vision. So I was eager to try out my Parrot Bebop 2 drone with FPV goggles and my new glasses. I didn't really want to go to the park to fly, so I decided to try flying in my backyard. Before I attempted the FPV flight, I did a line of sight test flight. The test flight brought to light 2 technical issues and 1 physical issue with flying in my backyard. The first technical issue is Wi-Fi interference. The primary communications link between the Bebop 2 and the controller is Wi-Fi. This is what enables it to have a range of over 1¼ miles. Unfortunately, I have multiple routers and repeaters in my home, so I have at least 6 Wi-Fi networks, plus I pick up 4 more networks from my neighbors. This creates a great deal of noise competing with the Bebop's Wi-Fi, occasionally causing the connection between the drone and the controller being lost, as is shown here. I must commend Parrot on their image stabilization. As you can see, the picture stays pretty good even while I'm physically wrestling with the drone trying to bring it back over the decking. I was successful in re-establishing the link between the controller and the drone and was able to continue the line of sight flight. Having successfully completed the line of sight test flight, I then began an FPV flight. Now, the Wi-Fi noise problem typically doesn't create a real problem, as the drone has the return to home feature using its GPS information, just in case something like that happens. But this brings us to the second technical problem with flying in my backyard. No GPS signals. Because I have a 2-story C-shaped house with the opening being to the north, there is no line of sight from my backyard to any GPS satellites, so the drone has no idea where it took off from or where it is. Logically then, the drone just hovers where it is until the connection is reestablished, or the battery runs down and the drone descends in a somewhat uncontrolled manner. This brings me to the subject for the physical issue associated with flying my drone in my backyard: my swimming pool. As you can see here, I have lost communications, have been unable to reestablish them, and now I'm trying to retrieve the drone before it drops into the swimming pool as the battery dies. So at this point, you may be able to envision a 67-year-old man standing on one leg, leaning out over his swimming pool, trying to delicately place his finger between 4 high-speed spinning rotors to find the off switch on the back of the drone to shut it off.